Our today's topic is adjoint of a matrix. The adjoint of a square matrix A is equal to Aij of n order is defined as the transpose of the matrix capital Aij of n order, where capital Aij is the cofactor of Aij implies element of this square matrix A. Or in general, we can say that adjoint of a matrix is the matrix obtained by the transpose of cofactors of these elements. The adjoint of any matrix is denoted by adjoint of A and is defined by transpose of matrix obtained by cofactors of its elements. Obtained by cofactors of its elements. Let we have given a square matrix A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Let the matrix obtained by the cofactors of these elements is equal to matrix of cofactors. Matrix of cofactors is equal to, let cofactors are A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32 and A33. This is the matrix of the cofactors. Now its transpose is equal to adjoint of A. So adjoint of A is equal to transpose of A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 transpose. Transpose implies change row to columns and columns to row. So is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23 and A31, A32, A33. So adjoint is the transpose of the matrix obtained by the cofactors of the elements of any square matrix. Adjoint are of matrix, not of determinants, and only for square matrix of n order, and we get a new n order matrix as an adjoint. Now some important theorems related to adjoint of a matrix. The first theorem is, if A is any given square matrix of order n, then A multiplied with adjoint of A or adjoint of A multiplied with A is equal to determinant of A into I, where I is the identity matrix of order n. So we can say A into adjoint A into A, both are equal and equal to determinant of A into I. Now we will verify the same. Let we have given a square matrix of order 3, A11, 12, 13, 21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33. Let its adjoint is transpose of cofactors. Its cofactors are 11, 12, 13 and transpose as 21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33. This is adjoint of this matrix. Now if we find the product of A into adjoint of A implies A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 with its adjoint A11, A21, A31, A12, A22, A32, A13, A23, A33. Now product of matrices. Matrices product this row and this column. When we multiplied corresponding elements, then we get A11 with A11, A12 with A12, A13 with A13. And by the properties of cofactors, if the elements are multiplied with the cofactors, then we get sum is equal to determinant. So it will give determinant of A. Again, A11 multiplied with A21, A12 multiplied with A22, A13 multiplied with A23. Elements of any row multiplied with the cofactors of any other row. And according to properties of cofactors, if we multiplied the element of any row with the corresponding elements of cofactors of any other row, then their sum is 0. So we will get 0. Here also elements of first row multiplied with cofactors of third row 0. Here A21 multiplied with A11 0. Again A21 A21, A22 A22, A23 A23. So we get determinant of A. Here again 0. Similarly 0 0 and determinant of A. Now determinant of A, determinant of A, determinant of A. It will be common because it is a matrix. So if we take common, this will be out of from whole matrix. We take determinant of A common. So 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Determinant of A and this one. This one is identity matrix of order 3. So determinant of A into I. Similarly, we can prove that adjoint of A into A is equal to determinant of A into I. Similarly, so we can say that adjoint of A into A or A into adjoint of A for any square matrix A is equal to determinant of A into I, where I is the identity matrix of same order. Now the next important term is singular matrix. I square matrix said to be singular if determinant of A is equal to 0. For any square matrix, if value of corresponding determinant is 0, then we call that matrix is singular. For example, here we given I square matrix of order 2, 1, 2, 4, 8. Then value of determinant of A 1, 2, 4, 8. 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So A is singular. And if determinant is not equal to 0, then we call that matrix is non-singular. Non-singular matrix applies if determinant of A is not equal to 0 for any square matrix A, then we say that matrix is non-singular. For example, A is given 1, 2, 3, 4. Then determinant of A is equal to 4 minus 6 implies minus 2. So it is a non-singular matrix. Next theorem related to singular matrix. Now theorem 2. If A and B are non-singular matrices of same order, then the product of two matrices AB and BA are also non-singular matrices of same order. Let we have given matrix A of order n and matrix B of order n, which are non-singular, implies determinant of A is not equal to 0 and determinant of B is not equal to 0. Then AB will also be non-singular of order n and BA will also be non-singular of order n, implies determinant of AB is not equal to 0 and determinant of BA is not equal to 0. So if A and B are two non-singular matrices, then we can say that product of AB and BA both will be non-singular and of same order. Now the next theorem, the determinant of products of matrices is equal to the product of respective determinants, implies if we take two matrices A and B, then determinant of these products is equal to the product of corresponding determinants. Determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A multiplied with determinant of B. Now we will use this result to prove an important result. Let in the previous theorem 1 we have proved that A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into I. Determinant of A, I implies 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Identity matrix of order 3. Let we have taken that A is the square matrix of order 3. If we multiplied this, then what we get is equal to determinant of A multiplied with 1, determinant of A 0 0 0, determinant of A 0 0 0, determinant of A, because it is a matrix multiplication with a scalar. Determinant of A is scalar, then we multiplied each element of this matrix by this scalar quantity. Now if we take the determinant of A into adjoint of A, the determinant of A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A 0 0 0, determinant of A 0 0 0, determinant of A. Determinant of this is equal to determinant of this. Now because this is determinant now, so we can take common from any row or any column. From first row, determinant of A common. From second row, determinant of A common. From third row, determinant of A common. So we get determinant of A cube multiplied with 1 0 0. Determinant of A is common. Again 0 1 0. Determinant of A is common and 0 0 1. Now value of this determinant is equal to 1. So we get determinant of A cube. Here if we use this property A into adjoint of A is non-singular, so determinant adjoint of A is non-singular. Using this property, adjoint of A into determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A cube. So determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A square. Here we have taken A is the square matrix of order 3 and we get determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A square. We can also say determinant of A 3 minus 1, order 3 minus 1. In general, we can say if A is the square matrix of order n, then determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A to the power n minus 1. We will use this result directly to solve the problems. The next important theorem, a square matrix A is invertible if and only if A is non-singular. Invertible, you have read in matrices in elementary operation. A matrix is called invertible if for any matrix A there exists matrix B such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Then the matrix is called invertible matrix. Here we will prove that a square matrix is invertible only if determinant of A is not equal to 0. Let we have a square matrix of order n. So there exists B such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I. If we take determinant, then determinant of AB is equal to determinant of I. Then according to property, determinant of A into determinant of B is equal to determinant of I implies 1. We have taken that A is a square matrix which is invertible. A is invertible already. A is invertible we have taken. Then B exists, AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Then determinant of AB is equal to determinant of I. Determinant of A into determinant of B is equal to 1. Implies determinant of A is not equal to 0 because determinant of A into determinant of B is equal to 1. So A is non-singular. So A is non-singular. Conversely, here we have taken that A is square matrix which is invertible. So there exists B, AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Here we will take that conversely we will take determinant of A is not equal to 0 implies A is non-singular. Then according to property 3, A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into I. If we divide for is equal to adjoint of A into A. So A into adjoint of A is equal to adjoint of A into A is equal to determinant of A into I. Because determinant of A is not equal to 0, non-singular, so we can divide it by determinant of A. So dividing by determinant of A, we get A 1 upon determinant of A adjoint of A is equal to 1 upon determinant of A adjoint of A into A is equal to I. Here if we take 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A is equal to B then what we get? A multiplied with B is equal to B multiplied with A is equal to I, where B is equal to 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A. AB is equal to BA is equal to I. So B is the inverse of A. Here we can say A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A. This is another important result which we use to find the inverse of any square matrix. First method we have read that elementary operations to find the inverse of a square matrix. The second method is determinant method, and we will use A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A. Thank you.